I ain't gonna lie, Gigi. I was not familiar with your game. I know we've had our moments. I know I have slandered you, and I will somewhat continue to do so. But I'm gonna let it be known right now that you have my respect, twin. You cool. I'm still slandering you though. But hey, welcome back to some more Dandadan. I got hella comments asking for that last episode, and I thought, why not wait for this one to drop? And man, these last two episodes have been crazy. Starting from where we left off, Momo and Okarun have been straight tweaking on the ground. Okarun way more than Momo, because right now, it's like he's trying to off himself. Bro trying to rip out his own mouth from its skull. So Gigi throws him around so he can snap out of it, but it's still not working. That's not the only thing he has to worry about though. That big Mongolian worm thing is still trying to eat them as well. But Gigi, being the smart guy that he is able to save these two because he realized that the worm only responds to vibrations. But that still doesn't answer the question, why are these two trying to off themselves? And then we get our answer. Gigi has felt this sensation before when he found his parents trying to try on, stole up his necktie, and they asked him to do the same thing, to let them die already. We also see an image of this kid. We're gonna see a lot more of him from here on out. But back to the present. Momo was about to impale herself, but per usual, the GOAT, Turbo Granny, saves the day. Always trying to act nonchalant, but we know full and well she goes out of her way to protect this girl. Gigi's able to tie these two up, and Turbo Granny tells us why they're acting like this. The source is actually the worm. It emits psychic waves that tell people to off themselves. But this is where Gigi was showing out. Even after Momo tried killing him, bro ate those attacks, took a nice deep breath, and locked in. Took the hit from Momo. W move, by the way. Picked up these two and started running like hell. And last video, I was complaining about how this dude looked strong as hell, but couldn't pull himself up. Right? Damn, really. But now all of a sudden, he locked in. And look at this, bro fell down not once, but twice. Look at the pose. Do you know how strong you gotta be to fall on your back while carrying two people, then pick yourself back up from this position and keep running while carrying two people? Yeah, maybe he lost a couple style points, a couple aura points for falling right here, but he's doing his best, alright? I can respect that. Luckily, we see that the worm's psychic powers have been stopped for a moment. Unluckily for them, it was stopped by this creepy creature right here. If y'all remember, this is the same thing that had Gigi tweaking in his room back in season 1. Evil Eye. Their little aura off over here is canceling out each other's powers. And oh my god, besides the fact that this turnaround is creepy as hell, that haircut is genuinely diabolical. Of all the crimes this dude has had the displeasure of facing, this lineup is the worst of them. Bro got the sky top of absolute doom and despair, and that bowl cut to boot. If I had a fade that egregious, I'd turn into an evil spirit as well. But don't look him in the eye. According to Turbo Granny, this guy has the same powers of the worm. If you look at him, you won't want to be here any longer. And honestly, this guy doesn't even need the powers to make me feel this way. I get the heebie-jeebies when I stare at him for too long. Now that these two are free, it's time to strike. Okarun might as well be Momo's Pokemon. Her ass said, "Okarun, I choose you. Use quick attack." And he was gone, but it's no use. This Mongolian death worm has RCT and is back on the attack. But as these two run away, Evil Eye looks this dude Gigi dead in the eyes. And then we get its backstory. And damn bro, this was sad. You see that Evil Eye has been around for quite a while, but he wasn't able to have a normal childhood. Locked away, he could only watch as other kids played and danced and had a grand old time. But hey, that didn't stop him from trying to have a good time himself. Gotta admit, he hit in this for real. But yeah, the little guy had it rough. No food, no water, no friends, no nothing. Just the thoughts of others having fun to keep him happy. And the reason for all of this? Because he was to be a sacrifice to the great Mongolian slug, Earthworm Sally. Which begs the question, if you were going to sacrifice this kid, why not let him have some fun? Why not let him be free and enjoy himself for the little time he has? They didn't even give him any food either. They malnourished him and they sent him as an offering. I'm not trying to be the ethics police when it comes to human sacrifices, but they ain't doing this the right way, man. And screw that ugly ass grandma, bro. Had no reason to offer this poor kid as a sacrifice. All he wanted was to play with others just one time, but instead they gave bro the Full Metal Alchemist greed treatment. They burned him alive. Now you know, this could have been a feel-good story. Poor kid gets a terrible life, burned alive as an offering, but then when a new family moves into his home, he finds a kid. They become friends. He gives him powers. They start moving like Danny Phantom. You know, all is good. Happiness. In this here story, ain't no such thing. Each time a kid spotted Evil Eye in their house, the parents would end up offing themselves. Generations of people bought the same house time and time again. and he'd be happy to see another kid just for the parents to die. And it's such a shame because it wasn't even his fault either. It was the damn earthworm Sally. Fat ass slug needs to eat some dirt instead of doing all this. Niggas will do anything but get a job, bro. Let that little man hit his jig in peace, man. They're just jealous that they can't hit a 1-2 as mean as he does. But then we see the keto grandma come back. And I don't know if this kid is deaf or mentally ill because he heard her say, "We gonna use you as an offering, little bro." And he didn't say a damn word. But yeah, what happens next is what we already know. The Keto family buried the remains of this house and built another one on top of it. And what's worse is that they sacrificed the kid along with the house. The same situation that Evil Eye was in. Trapped against his will and forced to be something that he never wanted to be. And he couldn't even save him. So it's only mandatory that he wanted to spin back, which led him to taking over the kid's body. And that's how we got here. But surprisingly, Gigi doesn't see him as a bad guy. And he runs off to find Evil Eye's original body until he makes it to his resting place. And I respect Gigi for being a good guy and trying to be nice, but this dude is a demon. He ain't trying to be buddy with you, bro. One more step and you're about to get the Megami treatment. Turbo Granny's trying to tell this guy that Evil Eye is not like us. And he's like, nuh-uh. Like, no, nigga. Listen to Granny Lamar. She knows what she's talking about. But it's not getting any better. That stupid ass oversized earthworm starts attacking them. First with lightning and next with a sticky orange fluid. Ugh, nasty work. But Momo was able to get out of there. And Gigi? Yeah, he might be cooked. And he's genuinely such a good guy. And I know I'm gonna slander him in about like 20 seconds. But the fact that he was willing to forgive the evil entity that somewhat took out his parents and start kicking it with him, he's earned my respect. But unfortunately for him, it's about to get wicked. With his statement of saying, "I will play with you forever," he just signed a 360 lifetime contract with him. And I thought bro opened the door of truth right here. Should have listened to Turbo Granny. Now he got hit with the Megami treatment. And Evil Eye started going crazy. Right hook obliterated the earthworm. And why is it that this anime makes these teenagers skinny dip any single time they try to throw hands? The worst thing you can do as a Dandadan character is wear your best fit to a fight, because 100% of the time, that junk is getting wasted. Evil Eye ain't done though. Wound up his leg way back and then sent it skyward. And oh my aura, Evil Eye got Gigi looking tough. Black nail paint, black tats, and the multicolored earrings?
He got that shit on though.
Momo tries to chop it up with him like, "Damn bro, you looking tough, twin." But Evil Eye ain't hearing a word. He kicks Momo, blowing out her back, but she's able to block his kick. And Turbo Granny saying so, "We're gonna kick your ass, you just wait." We? I didn't know she was bilingual. There ain't no way she said we right now. Momo told Gigi to drop the edgelord act, the nonchalant gimmick, and go back to his normal self, but Evil Eye was not with that. I know his ankle screaming in pain, he plotted something devious, but when the worm tries to retaliate, Evil Eye is able to block with this. I won't say it yet. And then he uses the spirits that created it into a ball and started going wild. PSG could have used his ass in the Club World Cup final because he was moving different here. Peep this frame. Absolutely violating that worm. Hit him with that Forget being a yokai. Evil Eye needs to sign a contract. These flicks are elite. Bro moving like Nagi before he fell off. Momo is over here wondering how Gigi's moving so clean when Turbo Granny makes us realize that it was told to us all along. Our glorious Queen Psycho was always calling Gigi a genius. And I thought this was just her being nice, but he genuinely has insane spiritual ability. And on top of that, dude is like 16, 15, built like this. He's low-key like Yuji when you think about it. Pink hair, happy demeanor, makes a great vessel. Kinda makes me wonder why I hated him in the first place. He's exactly like one of my favorite characters. My agenda must have blinded me. But with the worm out of the way, it's Momo's turn to fight. She tries blocking the direct shot, but Evil Eye uses that as bait and comes in with that uppercut. And he's about to go for the finisher when the GOAT, Ken Takakura, Okarun, saves the day. That's my nigga, man. I knew he lock in. Anyway, before we move on, am I wrong to say that I rock with the outro more than the intro? Because the outro is such a vibe, bro. I love it. Especially the dances. They were killing it. Anyway, back to the hands. Okarun gets blown away, but he's able to dodge that Evil Eye missile and say Momo. And bro was on that time and he said, "You're not getting away with this, you thug." At least after he saves Momo. They run for a bit. Okarun dodges the pot shots and Momo also helps using her goal line defense. And they continue their escape. But that boy Evil Eye just going crazy. Like I said, bro should have been in blue lock. Ego's gonna watch this footage and try to recruit him. These two end up getting away for a bit, but even with Evil Eye gone, things aren't looking good. Earthworm Sally is starting to spew more toxic fumes, meaning that they're gonna be poisoned before they make it out of here. And the only weakness that Sally has is sunlight. So basically, they gotta lure it out. ISA was over here stressing out. Homegirl's been carrying the team for the past 14 episodes, so I can't really blame her. But this time, Ken is gonna clutch up. He tells Momo to go back up and find a way to stop Earthworm Sally, and he'll take care of Gigi. And this was so sweet, bro. These two are so locked in, it's crazy. Also, I never really noticed that this dude Ken is actually shorter than Momo is. Kinda cute. Anyway, Okarun gets this smart idea to use his leg strength to kick up Momo, which is surprisingly a good idea from him, considering that Isa is the one usually coming up with these ideas. But it works. Momo gets tossed up, and then she uses those psychic powers to catapult herself upwards, and just in time, because Evil Eye is back for round 2. Okarun gotta be the toughest 5'6" nigga in history. Bro got balls of steel for a reason, or ball. Evil Eye told him that he was next on the chopping block, and he told his ass to eat dirt. Then they start going at it. Ken is weaving those projectiles light work, but Evil Eye comes in from the side, hits a direct shot, but Okarun weaves that. He tries it again, but like I said, that's light work. Evil Eye ain't done though. He pulls up with that uppercut, and Okarun dodges. Then he tries to come in with whatever this was, but Lil Bro got told to hit the weight room. Kicked the ball at him, and then he came in with a flying knee. If Okarun had more than one ball right now, that'd probably hurt. They crash, Okarun spins back with a stomp, then weave, and runs away. And Evil Eye is so done with these hit and run militia tactics. They go back at it again. Evil Eye sends over the ball, pulls up on Okarun, and he barely dodged that. But Evil Eye's not done, because he brings the ball back around, smacking the taste out of his mouth. Then he violates him with this insane body blow. I need a replay on that, bro. Look at the stance. Would have murked him right here too, but Okarun's weave game is always on 100, but it's not looking good. Okarun's tired, and Evil Eye is talking about it's time to take this more seriously. And since Earthworm Sally is still spewing that poisonous nonsense, Evil Eye decides it's time to end this. And then he pops his domain expansion, Cursed House, and oh, what was that? Did I hear the words domain and expansion in the same sentence in another anime before Megami? Megami slander is the gift that keeps on giving. I will never run out of material, bro. And oh lord, this domain expansion was incredible. Do y'all remember back in the days before like Yuji's domain? And when they thought his domain expansion was gonna be that fuck ass boxing ring? It still fries me to this day thinking about it. But that's basically Evil Eye's domain. He told Okarun, you will never be able to leave this cursed house. Then he pulled up to the crib talking about I'm home. And oh my god, while hitting the stare down too, I'm running out of honey, bro. He too raw. I hear aura from me in the undies too. Them Fruit of the Loom tighty whiteys. You gotta love it when villains take over characters and make them even cooler than they ever were. Then he started going crazy. Okarun weaved the first punch, but Evil Eye hit him with that. He thought this shit was sweet. Had Lil Bro hitting that wobbly wiggly junk from that Travis song. Evil Eye had all day to charge this punch. And then the beatdown ensued. He beat the damn brakes off this nigga, bro. Had Okarun posing for the camera and everything. Fight back, bro. But then he started talking about what he do to Momo. And that's all my boy needed to start locking in. Grabbed him by the face. Not even, bro. He palmed that boy like a Spalding ball and told him to stop chattering. Then he said there were 3 things that he shouldn't have done. 1, he harmed his girl. 2, he snatched his homeboy's body. And he didn't even finish the 3rd one before he started going crazy. He had that boy Evil Eye confuzzled. He could not believe this. I mean, peep the grab, bro. This is actually crazy. Evil Eye tried throwing him off, but look at that evasive. You know Okarun is feeling himself right now. Moving like he got 1 AirPod in. Weaved the knee, got down low, and started violating. Y'all remember the workouts that he do behind the school, jumping up and down? Well now, it's time to see the fruits of his labor. He beat the brakes off of Evil Eye. Was hitting him so hard that bro actually broke the domain expansion from the inside. Had his ass looking crazy, floating up in the air and everything. And look at Okarun, bro, hitting the pose and stuff. He deserves this after getting his ass kicked so many times too. Shout out to the GOAT. Anyways, back to Momo. She hasn't been sitting idly by. At first, she tried making a makeshift rope, but it was too short. Then, she remembered a conversation that she had with Gigi when they were younger. Basically, earthworms breathe through their skin, and when it rains, they can't do that, so they come up to breathe, which leads to them dying because of the sun. Also, young Gigi is evil as hell, man. Out here bullying little Momo, bro. She looks so sweet. But anyways, she gets a good idea on how to lure out Earthworm Sally, burning down the house, then using the fire department to put it out, bringing out Sally as well. Which is good because Okarun dumbass is out here getting himself stuck in worm goop. Evil Eye beat the last brain cells out of his body, cause what are we doing, bro? ISA was almost unable to get the worm out in the first place because these dumbass cops, stupid ass police officers, were trying to arrest her. I can't believe I was out here saying praise the blue the last episode, bro. Luckily though, the earthworm is rooted out. That stupid house was in the way, but ISA got rid of that quickly. I keep forgetting how strong this girl is, bro. Jesus. Out here throwing a fire truck like it's nothing. But with that, Earthworm Sally is finally gone.
What's wrong, you chicken? Get up!
But somehow the Keto family is still alive? Stupid ass worm did all that for nothing. And that isn't even the worst of it, because with the earthworm gone, that volcano, which is the reason for all this in the first place, has now erupted. And man, it is not looking good. But we're gonna have to find out what happens next time. So, see you then. It's Earthworm Sally, spreading diseases from Florida to Cali, Florida to Cali.